good day to you. We now enter into the second week of our Holy Hour, which theme chosen is God's loving mercy and healing. In the spiritual exercises of St. Ignatius, we are given a whole movement. And the whole movement, if I may translate it, is in terms of Latin. There are 4 weeks in the retreat. The first week has to do with reformare deformata. In the second week, conformare reformata. And in the third and the fourth week, confirmare confirmata. A little confusing, very simple. In the first week, reformare deformata. To reform what has been deformed in us. To take a look at what needs to be reformed in us by looking at what has been deformed in our own person by our own sinfulness. Let me just begin with that. To be able to take a look at where we need to be healed, where we need to be forgiven. And so we talk about healing and forgiveness. And here we can only really have the courage to do that. It takes humility to be able to face our own weaknesses, our own sinfulness. And the way to do it is not by looking at ourselves. It is really looking at who God is, what kind of a God we have. And the whole theme of this prayer, this afternoon's prayer, is God's mercy. And we will see that in the Gospel today, that we will read in the parable of the prodigal son. Because there the emphasis is not so much the son who has sinned, the son who has run away, the son who has betrayed the father by getting his own possession and wasting it away. But actually, it is the focus on God, on the father. The father who loves the child even when he has betrayed him. How do we know that? Perhaps the topic should have been the parable of the running father. Why do I say running father? In the tradition, we say that it is not the father who comes to the child, but rather all children must come to the father, because the father is the head. Here we find a completely different picture of the father. It is the father who runs towards the son, and even the son who has betrayed him. Therefore showing to us, God's mercy is bigger than all of our weakness. Let us explore that. Ask the Lord, Lord, in your mercy, may we be given the courage and the humility to face what are deformed in us. Reformare deformata.